Guys, the Funko Pop market is constantly fluctuating. Today we're going to be talking about 8 Funko Pops and 1 Funko Soda that I think you guys should sell right now to get some cash back in your wallet. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are bringing back a segment that received a lot of positive feedback, and today we're going to be talking about 8 Funko Pops and 1 Funko Soda that I firmly believe you guys should sell right now to maximize your profits and get some money back into your wallet so you can use that cash to go out and grab something different or maybe a big grail for your collection. If this is your first here on our channel, we like to do a lot of price speculation talk right here on the channel. We talk about pops that I think you guys should buy now while they're low before they become more expensive. We also talk about pops when they are starting to rise, and we also talk about pops when they are going down in value. But today we're going to be talking about something very important, and it's pretty much the flip side of buying, and that is selling. Now, the Funko Pop market is constantly fluctuating. It's very similar to the stock market in the fact that pops are going up and down practically every single day. So, without further ado, let's jump into my list and see how you guys can make some money. Alright, so the first pop that we're going to be talking about today is one that had a lot of collectors have been talking about recently, and it does coincide with a show that just wrapped up season 4 over on Netflix, and that is the very popular show Stranger Things. And there is one pop that has just been skyrocketing in value. However, a lot of people are putting out some misinformation about this pop potentially being a future grail, and I just want to squash that right now, because as of now, this pop is not a grail, as it's going to be restocked multiple times, if not dozens of times, by Target in the very near future. And most of you guys probably know who I'm talking about, and that is Eddie from Stranger Things. Now, right now, this pop currently has a pop price guide average value of $105, and people are also asking absurd amounts of money for this Funko Pop. Guys, if you are a Stranger Things fan, if you truly enjoyed season 4 of Stranger Things, which I know a lot of people did, Joanna really enjoyed season 4, and she is very excited for the series finale with season 5, and I have a feeling that's going to be very, very good. And although I haven't seen any of Stranger Things for the most part, so I can't give away any spoilers, from what I know with Eddie's character, it is likely, not unlikely, but it is likely that we will not be seeing him in season 5. Now, they could always do some kind of twist and turn or some kind of weird, thing where something happens with the character. But as far as we know, Eddie probably won't be showing up again. Now, if this was a much older pop, let's say 2016 or 2017, somewhere around there, then I would say, all right, this is a solid pop that has the possibility of becoming a solid grail someday. However, this pop just came out, and as you guys can see by the graph that I'm going to throw up on the screen here, this just absolutely just took off halfway through the month of July here, and I have a feeling this one is going to be cooling off very soon. So if you guys see this at your local Targets, definitely grab one. Don't charge an astronomical amount of money. If you want to make a few bucks, make a few bucks. If you have this in your collection and you want to say sell it for 50 or something, definitely take advantage of that. But there's no need to go out and flip this pop for $150 or $200 or $250 or whatever some of these crazy people are asking, because I'm telling you guys right now, this pop is not worth that. The next pop that we're going to be talking about on today's list is one that came out a little while ago, not as recent as Eddie. It actually came out last year for FunCon, and this is the Blacklight White Rabbit. Now, there was a lot of hype for this pop when it first came out. However, it's been steadily dropping in value, and I think now is the perfect time to sell it, because there just isn't a lot of Blacklight hype in the community like there was back in 2021 and in the end of 2020. People just aren't going after the Blacklight pops the way they used to. I actually do have the Blacklight Rabbit right here. We have it in Joanna's collection. It's a fantastic pop. I love the color scheme on this. We actually have the one with the shared sticker, which is currently going for $80. If you happen to have the one with the con sticker, it's currently trending at $105. But as you guys can see by the graph I'm going to throw up on the screen here, it at its peak was selling for nearly $200 if you had the one with the shared sticker. And since it dropped last summer, it has been steadily coming down in value. And I think that's just purely people are just not going after the Blacklight Pops. Now, this is good news if you have waited this long to try to pick this one up. You might be able to get a good deal, but if you guys have been sitting on this one, hoping that it was going to rise in value and be a good Funko investment, that's just not looking like the case. So this is the second pop on today's list that I think you guys should sell right now if you are not in love with this one. Oh, and guys, just as a disclaimer, the purpose of these videos is not to force anybody to sell any Funko items in their collection that they do not want to. If you love whatever Funko item, regardless of its price, if it's trending upward or trending downward or staying stagnant, by all means, keep it in your collection. I'm talking about the items that everybody has in their collection that they were on the fence about when they bought, or when they bought it, they loved it, and now they're just not feeling it, and they would rather sell it to use that money to get something different for their collection. We're all human. We all change over time, and as we change, our collection interests change as well, and there's nothing wrong with using the beautiful marketplace that this hobby has provided for us collectors by taking advantage of that, grabbing a little extra cash where you can, and using that money to get something that you do want. With that being said, now let's move into pop number 3 on today's list. This one is a very interesting one, and guys, I am a massive Star Wars fan, but I cannot understand the current value behind this pop. And even though he is a cute little character that a lot of people love, I just don't think this pop is going to hold its value for a long period of time. And the pop I'm specifically talking about is the Diamond Edition Grogu, which was limited to only 5,000 pieces from this year's Star Wars Celebration. Now, this was one of only a few limited piece items, and I was very disappointed that this is the best that Funko could come up with, because we have gotten so many Grogu / the Child Funko Pops. I couldn't believe that we were getting another one, even though I knew a Diamond one was on the way, but they didn't even change the mold. This is the same mold that they've used for several other Grogu Funko Pops, and currently this one is sitting at $200. Now, with this being a limited piece, with it being exclusive to Star Wars Celebration, I can understand it having some value, and at its peak, it was going for about $260 when it first hit the market. However, I just don't see that price sticking around. So if you are not in love with this pop, I think this is another prime candidate that you guys could use to sell to fund something else for your collection, just because there are so many Grogu pops, and even though he's going to be the focal point of a lot of Star Wars shows in the near future, I just don't see this one holding its value simply because it's limited and because it's shiny. So another Funko Pop, guys, that has been trending downward that we definitely have to talk about, because if you want to sell this, now is the time. I'm talking about right now. Stop what you're doing. If you have this one in your collection, if you pick this one up for a very cheap price and you want to capitalize on it, this is the pop to do so out of any of the ones that we are talking about for today's video, and that is the original Disney Store logo Jack Sparrow. This one basically skyrocketed in value practically overnight because of everything that was going on with Johnny Depp and the trial that he was involved in back in the spring. You can see on the graph that I'll throw up on the screen for you guys here, practically in April, it went from $17 to $160. Just shot up. And typically when you see graphs like this, when it comes to Funko Pops, they just don't last. The pops that hold their value over time, you see them steadily increasing value. You see the demand for that pop simply just go up over time as the supply from the marketplace begins to fall off. That is not the case with this pop. And currently Jack Sparrow here is trending for $100, and because there is not going to be any other Pirates of the Caribbean movies specifically with Johnny Depp, because unfortunately he said that he is not interested at this time in coming back to Disney and playing the role of Jack Sparrow, even though I would love to see him in the role of Jack Sparrow again. I absolutely loved all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. They will probably move forward in the franchise without him, and that is going to leave collectors not as eager to go after his pops anymore. So this one is already depreciated by $60 since its peak in April, and if you guys want to capitalize on this one, now is the time. So the next pop that I'm actually going to be recommending that you guys sell right now is a character that we saw very recently on the big screen from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that is Jane Foster's The Mighty Thor, and I'm going to be talking about right here her first Funko Pop, which was a Marvel Collector Core exclusive way back from 2015. 15. And the reason I'm suggesting you guys sell this pop right now is because I think this is going to be the peak hype for Jane Foster's The Mighty Thor. With Thor Love and Thunder releasing in the theaters over the weekend, right now a lot of people are continuing to go to the theaters to see the movie. I myself have not seen the movie yet, and we're trying to do that this weekend, hopefully. And I'm very excited to see the film. I've heard some mixed reviews. However, in terms of her Funko Pop here, I thought this one was going to hold its value for a little bit longer than it looks like it's going to. As you guys can see by the graph I'm going to throw up on the screen, it did reach a peak of $85 about a month ago. However, since then it's been steadily trending downward already, and it's currently sitting at $65 right now in value. And I think the reason that it's not going to hold its value as long as some other Marvel characters have is just because that Funko is actually coming out with a lot of other Jane Foster Thor pops that look really, really cool. There's actually one specifically that is going to be exclusive to Pop in the Box, where she actually has a glow-in-the-dark, lightning base. And the mold on her is absolutely fantastic. She has her newer style helmet. She's in a great dynamic pose. And without a doubt, that one is way cooler than this one is. And I think a lot of OG Marvel collectors will seek this one for their collection simply because this is the first version. I mean, this is a 7-year-old Funko Pop right here. But when it comes down to it, this version is so much more boring compared to the newer ones that Funko is putting out. And like the one that I have right here in my collection, unfortunately, there are a lot of these pops where this big, ugly, exclusive sticker is covering up a majority of her detail, which kind of limits you to be able to appreciate how awesome the pop looks inside the box. So that's why I think, unfortunately, now is the time to sell this. If you look at a lot of other Marvel character pops after their shows or movies have released, typically they do go down in value. They do hold their value for the most part, but if you look at Moon Knight, Loki, Spider-Man's, I mean, they have all come down to some degree in price after their show or movie has, hit the market and all the hype has worn off. That's just the typical trend, but it makes a lot of sense with the Funko market. And speaking of the Funko market, the last 3 Funko Pops that we're going to be talking about for today's video all go hand in hand because they're all from the same group of NFT redeemable Funko Pops. And by no means am I bashing NFT redeemable Funko Pops at all. I think a lot of them are pretty cool. However, I do think Funko missed the mark on certain waves that they have done. I think the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were awesome. I think the Nickelodeon ones were really cool. But they've also put out some very weird ones like Bob Ross and My Little Pony. And the ones that I'm going to be talking about for today's video that I think you guys should sell yesterday is the Big Boy redeemable pops. Now, there was actually 3 that came out. There was the Baby Big Boy, the Big Boy Burger, which is just super weird to be honest, and then Big Boy with the milkshake. Now, out of these 3, I think the Big Boy with the shake looks the best. And now keep in mind, guys, these were all limited redeemable releases, which I know a lot of people immediately think, well, it has a limited number sticker on it. That automatically means it's going to hold value. Not necessarily. And if you look at the limited market data that we have available for all the NFT redeemable pops that have come out thus far, typically most of them go up a little bit as soon as they hit the market, and then they start to trend drastically downward. And the Big Boy redeemable pops are no exception. For instance, right here, the Baby Big Boy pop is currently sitting at $170. However, it was selling for a peak of $280 when it first hit the market. It has depreciated by a lot. The next pop here, the one that I said was pretty weird, this kind of looks like it should be part of the Foodies line, to be honest, is the Big Boy Burger itself, and he's holding a drink, which is, I don't know, this is kind of weird. I was not into this pop when I first saw it. If you guys like this pop, kudos to you. This is awesome for your collection. I just think this is kind of creepy and a little weird, to be honest. It's currently trending for $150, but it did sell for a peak of $220. So pretty much already depreciated by a third of its value. And the big one that I'm really surprised about is the one that I think looks the best, and that is Big Boy with the milkshake. Currently going for only $100, and it was trending for, at one point, $260. So it has depreciated by more than half its value since it has hit the market. And I think there are two reasons behind this, guys. There is already a lot of big boy pops that Funko has made. There's one with him with the glasses. There's another Hollywood exclusive of him, holding the burger, which is really cool. That's a big grail. There's a 480 piece exclusive from San Diego Comic-Con 2016. There's already an abundance of big boy pops for people to go after. So I'm not entirely sure if we needed these as NFTs. Also, I have seen that there have been a lot of collectors who are not necessarily going after ad icon pops anymore. I think your classics like Tony the Tiger, Trix the Rabbit, Lucky the Leprechaun, those are always going to be sought after characters just because of how popular those cereals are. However, I just haven't seen a lot of hype. Now, we haven't gotten a lot of ad icon releases from Funko recently, but I think these are prime candidates that you guys should sell right now because I could see these values continuing to drop by a lot. And the last item that we're going to be discussing for today's video is actually a Funko Soda, and just like the big boy NFT redeemables, this soda also came out through the NFT redeemables process, and that is the Freddy Mummy Soda. Now, this one just came out. It just hit the market. However, the reason I wanted to include it in today's video is because people have been asking some astronomical prices. Now, according to PPG, it is currently trending for about $330. However, there's a couple interesting things specifically with this soda. First off, there is no chase version with this soda. If you get the Freddy Mummy figure is what you're going to get inside the can. I see a lot of people making listings, kind of putting in all caps or highlighting the fact that it's sealed. If it's sealed, great. There's really no point to having the soda sealed or unsealed because the hunt for the chase has been eliminated with this specific soda. Also, it is limited to 1,260 pieces. The ones that were redeemed was a little bit less, so there isn't 1,260 of them roaming around the market. I think there's somewhere around 1,100 if I read the article that I saw recently correctly. And I just see this soda not being anywhere near $300 in the long term just because it doesn't have a chase. Now, it is Freddy Funko. It is sought after by a lot of collectors, including myself. I actually was lucky enough to pick up one of the Freddy Mummy sodas, which I will be unboxing right here on the channel very, very soon for you guys. I can't wait to add it to my collection and put it on display with my other Freddy Funko sodas. However, I just don't see it retaining a $300 price tag, especially when you have other Freddy sodas to go after that do have a chase. And on top of that, SDCC Fun Days is right around the corner, and we could be getting a San Diego Comic-Con Freddy soda, or we could be getting another one for New York Comic-Con. So I just don't think this one is going to hold a $300 price tag. By all means, if you can sell it right now and get $300 from somebody, kudos to you. That is awesome. However, I see this one settling at $175 to $200 max, and that's simply just because it is Freddy and it's limited to just about over 1,000 pieces. But that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below, what do you think of my picks? Do you agree with my analysis here? I know some people get a little bit frustrated sometimes when they see the values of their items going down. Don't freak out. Like I said, if there's anything that I mentioned in today's video that you have in your collection, do not feel obligated to sell it. The point of these videos is to help you guys with your investments and realize that certain things reach a peak hype, a peak price, and there definitely is a time to sell. There's lots of times to buy, and there's only a few instances where it's the right time to sell, and that is the point, to try to help you guys as collectors maximize your profits so then you can in turn use that money for something else for your collection. Guys, I have one more small announcement. So for the lucky few that have made it to the end of this video, I have a very special treat. We are going to be announcing the second pre-release San Diego Comic-Con giveaway right now. So the second pop that we're going to be giving away, we just gave away Black Chrysanthemum the other night on Whatnot. We are going to be giving away the glow-in-the-dark first appearance Supersonic tomorrow night on Pop Force 1, which is going to be right here on our channel. The live stream starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. At some point during the stream, we will be giving this bad boy away absolutely free. All you guys have to do right now is drop me down a comment below what you thought of today's video. Just write something if you thought it was good, you thought it was bad. You know, leave me a thoughtful comment. Those are always the best to read and respond to. And use hashtag Slapshot, and that'll get you entered into the giveaway. There is one other caveat though. You do have to be present tomorrow night on our live stream for Pop Force 1. We will be drawing the winner live at some point throughout the stream. However, the winner has to be there. If you are not there, then we're just going to roll right to the next person because we want to make sure we give it to somebody who is truly a supporter of us as well as the other members of Pop Force 1. That's going to do it, guys. Good luck out there. Hopefully you make some money. That being said, don't stop shooting until you score, and we'll see you all very soon.